Yeah. And I think it's so important that like we need to start developing these habits from like an early age, you know. I remember when we started playing Monopoly, I was like, why did I not play this from an early age, you know?
Right.
And what I've seen was, I don't know why they're doing this now. But remember I said I bought the latest, I think it's the latest like make of it. The money's like this small, you know, with your box you have like 5,000, like 1,000. That's the notes that you have, right? The maximum that I have with the new box is 500 Rand. So even it's like 500 Rand, 100 Rand, 50 Rand, 10 Rand, 1 Rand, 5 Rand.
No,
so
I don't think that's
like just looking at my mind.
I think that's the old school one. I think that's the old school Monopoly. The old school Monopoly didn't deal with big monies.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. I was just thinking about it in that way because I got it now, right? And the way that it made me think about money with the 500 Rand, like compared to how I was thinking about money when I had like 5,000, like my mindset was different. So I started like, okay, why is Monopoly now making small notes? Are they trying to condition us to only think about this amount of money, not think beyond, you know?
Yeah.
But I think the game good, you know, the sooner you start learning about money, the better, you know. And I think saving is so important. We don't know about saving. All we know is just spending, you know. And yeah, I think the sooner we start saving, the better. And we're actually in a better position to do more with our money and make it do, like work for us, basically. So yeah.
Because that's a part of the process, you know, like it's a part of the decolonization process. If we're talking decolonization, right, as the main thing that we're doing as this generation of Africans and Black people, right, then we have to understand or even consumerism is a part of our colonized mind, where we start valuing ourselves based on what we wear. You know what I mean? And when you look at it, that only helps the system also, because now you have a lot of people that are earning just enough to get by and buy nice clothes. So instead of saving or instead of enriching or enhancing their well-being, then they're giving the money, putting the money right back into the system so that they feel valued or appreciated. So a part of decolonizing is not allowing anybody to put a price tag on you. Like the clothes that you wear shouldn't determine who you are. Because when you start shopping for clothes that enhance your well-being, right? Then you're looking at it from a perspective of my body is already valuable as it is, right? So of course I need to cover it. I'm gonna cover it in the most comfortable things. I'm gonna cover it in the things that that are most expressive of my personality, you know. But I don't have to spend, for instance, I don't even know what the latest fashion brand prices are, because I ain't finna spend that like I did. It's never gonna be a time when I'm spending thousands of money on clothing. For what, bruh? Like, and I wonder that, yeah. Maybe I take this whole decolonizing thing too seriously.
What I dream about, I love what you're saying about the clothes specifically, because what I dream about is like, because if you think about it, like the most expensive, and not just clothes, like cell phones as well, like the most expensive cell phone is an Apple iPhone, right? And like still there's like slave labor involved in the production of it. You know what I'm saying? In the acquisition of its parts, the most expensive labels of clothing, you know what I'm saying? Gucci and what have you. They still have sweatshops, like, so it's not even about like they're trying to pinch coins and cut corners, you know, just to like stay afloat financially. No, it's just like
they straight up about that slave labor.
You know what I'm saying? They're just straight up about that because they don't need to. So what I think would be super fascinating would be a luxury brand that shows itself to be empowering. Like, you're spending this much extra money so that you know what you got didn't come from a sweatshop. And it's like empowering. It's actually going into people's pockets. I dream of that day, one day.
That's an important thing. That's an important thing. That's an important thing because the way they have consumerism set up now is we're actively voting against our own interests, even as like, because I can rate your money as a vote. Whatever you're buying is you're voting for that company, basically. So the same way in regular elections, some people vote against their own interests. Even with our money, we vote against our own interests. Because if you are a minimum wage worker, right, and you're spending extra money to keep other minimum wage workers employed and getting paid even less than you. What are you saying, dog? Because, and I think that's why the ideas of socialism continue to be so popular. Because when you think about it, like we said, it's a pyramid, which means at the bottom is all of us workers. There's a whole bunch of us workers. We are what the system runs on. Okay? So it means the benefits of the system ultimately should be coming back to who? You know what I'm saying?
To the greatest
but that
inputs.
Comes when But that comes when we start moving in unity to say, well, okay, as the workers or as the people at the bottom of the pyramid, right? We understand that there has to be a pyramid, but this is the kind of pyramid we're gonna have. In order for you to climb up in this pyramid, you're gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? Like the conversation has to change. It's not just about, okay, you were born into the right family and therefore you have money to pay people as little as possible to make even more money for your family that already has money. You understand what I'm saying? Like if you want, like it has to come to a point where where the workers are the ones that, or the workers have a larger voice in the negotiation as to how much a person gets paid, because it's going to be like, okay, this is how much we're going to produce for you. This is how much it's going to make you. This is what we feel would be. Like it's the whole process of decolonization where you're not expecting value from the outside. You are enhancing your well-being. Everything that you do is about you moving up with everyone that's like you, that's been put down for the longest time. Yeah.
Do you think people have inherent value outside of their financial means or financial contribution?
I think when you look at it outside of the capitalist perspective, the reality of it is every human being that's born into a community plays a role in that community. Whether you're the robber in that community, whether you're the pastor in that community, whether you're the guy who stays at home and asks everybody for a 2 rand in that community, you're already playing a role, right? So now the question is, how is that role valued in your community? Understand what I'm saying? So I believe everybody that's born into a community has value into that community. The question as to what their value is, like currently in the system that we were working with, obviously according to a capitalist system, it's gonna be how much money can you make. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, if you value yourself from the inside, then you know money is the byproduct of doing the kind of work that you want to do, right? To a point where it doesn't make you mentally unhealthy, it doesn't push you over your edge, it doesn't force you to go against your own principles. Like you're at peace. You're at peace, and the more at peace you are, the more you can contribute. Even if your job is menial, you can come back and do it every day because you're comfortable with all the conditions that come with this job and what it affords you in the community. What we have currently, unfortunately, is that the value system comes from the outside, right? For instance, even with entertainment, something like entertainment, right? What's the value? Like, what's the value of getting a good laugh? Somebody that can make you laugh very hard. What's their value in your life? You know what I mean? Like, what's the money value or to it? Which is why like artists get so exploited, because if your role in the community is to provide healing through laughter, you're valuable in the community already. But now in a capitalist system, then somebody has to come and be like, yeah, I'm gonna be your agent, I'm gonna be your manager, I'm gonna be your company. So I'm gonna give you what? I'm gonna give you 10% because I have to do all of this for you, which is retarded, right? Like that's not a people's economy, fam. That's a pyramid scheme, straight up. So what I'm saying is when we start instilling the values from within, then it becomes a matter of okay. And we've seen it at some of the artistic things we've been attending recently, right? Where people are like, no, there's no cover charge at the door. You just donate whatever you feel is appropriate.
Yeah, love donation.